Hi, welcome to Blockchain Life in 5 minutes. My name is Kary Oberbrunner, CEO of Blockchain Life and co-author of the new book. Now let's get into today's episode. Welcome to the first episode. What you see in front of you is called the web comparison chart, and it comes from the book Blockchain Life. And here's why I wrote this book. I wrote it because I saw the internet shifting. And let me give you a quick backstory. Look, I'm in online business. Today, every business is essentially online. If they're not, they're pretty much obsolete. But back a few years ago, I saw and I felt in my gut that things were beginning to shift in the world. Maybe you felt that too. Whether it was the previous election or the documentary that came out called The Social Dilemma, basically, my gut was telling me that there was shifts beginning to happen inside the internet, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And it wasn't until I did a deep dive and I suddenly began to realize that there are really ages of the internet. And this is not something that I created. This is something that is very much accepted as fact out there today. Basically, with the first version of the internet, and that's the real point of today, we're going to talk about the 3 different phases of the internet. The first internet came around essentially Web 1, and this was 1991 to 2004. Now, it didn't start exactly on that day, and it didn't end exactly on that day, but it's kind of a spectrum. And you'll notice that with the first internet, it was very much a wild, wild west perspective. And I wasn't online back in those days. I was probably too focused on playing outside with my friends, this type of thing. But the first Web 1, it was new for everybody, and it was exciting. And over the next few episodes, we're going to break down this chart line by line, row by row. And we're going to go into motto and how each web version of the internet had a different motto, access, assets, benefit, and so on and so forth. But for today, we're only talking about the fact that there are different versions of the internet. And if you don't agree with me, pick up your smartphone. You'll notice that smartphones did not exist in Web 1 in the same way that they do in Web 2. And so it was a very different internet experience. And as a result of it being a different internet experience, there were different strengths and weaknesses and pros and cons. And what's happened is that the internet has literally shaped every fabric of our society. I mean, even down to spirituality. People now watch live stream church services. That would have never been possible. You had to be physically in the room back in the 90s. So the point is that it's shifted spiritually, financially, educationally, even health-wise. The service that we get for healthcare has shaped because of the internet. The internet has shaped every fabric of our society, even how people date and court and get married, online dating. I mean, it has literally disrupted humanity. We are not the same species pre-internet as we are today. And most people just think, oh, life before the internet. What they don't realize is that there are actually versions of the internet, which is what Blockchain Life is absolutely based on. The whole book takes Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3 and dissects each specific component so you can see truly how humanity has been impacted. With Web 2, we moved into a much more social version of the internet. And I can't wait to go through these next episodes and talk with you the motto and the intellectual property and the function and extremes. But just know that Web 1 was essentially the early version, Web 2 was the social version, and Web 3 is the creator version. We're going back to some of those original roots of decentralized internet in Web 3 without the baggage and stigma of big tech. So whether you are someone who knows a ton about technology, whether you're someone who loves psychology or philosophy or economics, you are going to find a fun place in this next series as we dissect blockchain life and how each version of the internet showed up in a different way. I look forward to our future time together. This is Kary Oberbrunner. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of The Blockchain Life in 5 minutes. If you would like, secure your copy of the book, available wherever books are sold. In addition to that, check out the VIP launch team. It's absolutely free and includes all kinds of awesome bonuses related to blockchain. You can find out more information at theblockchainlife.io/team. See you in the next episode.